I think some of the best stories come from a place of personal memory or or an experience that one has had. There is a authenticity to that in the way that we tell that story. And what I'd like to offer as a task is that we attempt to make a 1 minute film. And there's many film festivals that are based around this idea of a 1 minute festival, and there's lots of competitions out there, again, on making this 1 minute film. And I thought, taking inspiration from all of that, I thought it would be a great task to try out. Let's think about this a little bit together. So I think one of the most important things that I would suggest is to think through any stories, memories, experiences, events that you may have had in your life which has left a mark, and you want to explore that in some way. And you have the frame of 1 minute. And instantly what happens is that we start to edit down what we want to share, what is most important in that story. And I think the time frame is really the challenge because intrinsically we're all storytellers. We all tell stories. Stories are so much a part of who we are. We even think in stories. Everything around us is made up of some kind of a beginning, middle, end. We seek a closure. Let's take this step by step. So the first thing is, think about an event, think about a story, think about something you'd like to share in that minute. What is your 1 minute about? I would like to think that one of the most interesting stories we have to tell are those about our own existence. Each one is so unique, and there's never two stories that are quite the same. Everybody has a tale to tell. So think about that. Think about maybe the frame of autobiography. So how can I share a sense of who I am to the world through a 1 minute film? Once you've planned that, you could either go down the route of a storyboard, which is basically very simple drawings detailing every frame. Or if you're not that visual and you don't really like drawing so much, then maybe a shot list. So just listing from, shot by shot, in sequence, what you'd like to film. Of course, I'm thinking very low tech. So I'm thinking mobile phone devices, or maybe a small camera, or something very accessible, something you can borrow. And you'll be surprised at the quality and the results of that. Once you have your shot list or your storyboard, the next stage would be to think about location. So where do I want to film this? Do I want a backdrop? Um, or do I want to actually go and find a location? Where is it? Is it indoors, outdoors? Um, all of those considerations. Is it relevant to the story where you are? Were you there? Are you recounting a story or a memory in that place? And it could be as simple as, a particular part of your house or your garden, or just your street where you live, outside your local newsagents. But it doesn't matter where you shoot it. What matters is why you're shooting it there. So think about the reason behind choosing your location. You can go down the route of speaking live into the camera as you're filming. So you have the sound and the visuals together when you're editing. But you might prefer to just shoot something for a minute and then do a voiceover, which would just mean recording your voice on your phone, in your voice recorder, and then overlaying that with visuals. Um, Most phones have a basic kind of software installed within them, so it's, you know, it, I won't say it's straightforward, but it's doable. And if you have a friend who's pretty good with all that stuff, you could always collaborate with them. Imaginative and try and think out of the box, as we're told. But if you're comfortable in your box, that's also totally fine. And I quite like the honesty of really low tech stuff. I'm finding Zoom conversations really interesting between people for that very reason, because they are so unplanned and they're so simple, and you're just looking straight into the camera and you are speaking your thoughts. So don't take too much kind of pressure around the idea of, oh my God, what am I going to say? How do I fill the frame? What visuals do I need? Allow your natural kind of impulses of what you like. Do you want to see a block of color? That's my favorite color. Or do you want to take us through a journey, walk us around a place that maybe you live or you visit? The most important thing is just have a lot of fun with it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some of those results and some of those 1 minute films. So do share them.
And here is my example. So in this video, I wanted to explore my relationship with my dance teacher, and in particular, some of the hand gestures and arm movements that are intrinsic to this particular dance style or form. So what I wanted to do was I just wanted to shoot this, in a way that I wasn't revealing my whole self, but just the hands and the arms. And I wanted to position the camera in a way that it also looked quite reflective and introspective, as if I was on my own and it was just something that I was feeling and thinking and then doing at the same time. So I chose the backdrop of the clouds, the sky, and I thought that was a nice kind of a metaphor for it. Once I filmed it, I just filmed it on my iPhone and then just ran that through B612 and one of their filters. And that just gave me kind of a retro feel to it. And once I had the desired effect, I just put that through iMovies, which is again an editing software that comes with iPhone, but I'm sure there's equivalents of that with Android. And basically, I just muted the sound of the video and just put in an audio file. And that was it, really. That was all I've done with it. So it wasn't terribly complicated, but of course, if you're not familiar with these particular apps, then it might just require a little bit of research. But it's really pretty straightforward once you get the hang of these things. Posture, alignment, purpose. The three key things that my dance teacher taught me. Before I could dance, I needed to learn to walk with balance, clarity, and intention. These lines, cutting through the air, painting, leaving their marks, creating a temporary permanence, illusions, dreams, desires.